second week of April, trying to do one fragrance per day, or almost every day, at least weekdays, business days. Steve's here again because I thought he added some thoughtful, average guy Joe input. If you're a novice, if you're a total nobody or a total outsider to the fragrance world, and you want to know how the average Joe would describe it, that's
me.
That's what's average Steve. On Monday, April 8th, I wore Marc Jacobs Daisy, which I actually do not have with me because I brought it to work, my new job at Bath & Body Works. Because I wanted everybody else to smell it, because I think their newest, what's their new springtime fragrance? Brightest Bloom. I smelled Brightest Bloom like a day after I wore Marc Jacobs Daisy, and I'm like, these smell very similar. So of course yesterday I brought in Marc Jacobs Daisy to have everybody smell and be like, doesn't this smell like Brightest Bloom? And all of the people that work there were like, yeah, it really does. I'm like, see, I know.
Brightest Bloom is a Bath & Body Works fragrance?
Yes, and I think it smells like Marc Jacobs Daisy. So I don't have it with me. I don't even really remember all the notes, but it is a very... First of all, real daisies, like wild daisies that you see outside, they smell like pee. They don't smell good. So Marc Jacobs Daisy, I don't think they use actual daisy notes in there. I can check for Fragrantica real quick. It's a very... sweet green fresh floral. So before I even pull up Fragrantica, that tells me that there's probably something like a green note or lily of the valley. That tells me there's probably violet or violet leaf in there. There's definitely a little hit of something fruity. It could be a berry or just bergamot, or who knows, maybe they threw some peach in there. We're about to pull them up. What?
Wow, look at all these notes that are not over my face now.
Violet leaf, blood grapefruit, strawberry. Ooh, see? Okay, I was right with the violet leaf and the berry. Violet, see? Haha, I got it. Gardenia, jasmine, and the bottom base notes are musk, whitewoods, and vanilla. You don't want me covering your face again? Is that what it was?
That was the joke. That was the bit.
Because I covered your face in the previous videos.
That was the bit, yep.
Yeah, ozonic is a good word to, ozony, like a really fresh air, like almost like mountain air, a very like fresh.
Ozonic's a cool word.
Yeah. On Tuesday, April 9th, it was my dad's birthday, I actually layered 2 fragrances, and I did not plan this. Like, I did not plan this as I was doing it. It was only after the fact I realized, haha, I did 2 candy fragrances. Prada Candy Gloss. People complain does not last at all, and it's true. You spray it and it's gone. Like, you smell nothing. Like, there are no notes. No, it's meant to be a cherry fragrance, and the first time I smelled it and actually did get some kind of whiff from it, I was surprised at how like light and powdery it was. I was expecting a cherry gloss fragrance to be like kind of oily, kind of saccharine, kind of sticky, like, sticky lip gloss that your hair sticks to throughout the day. I was expecting it to be really like bad, but it wasn't for the 0.3 seconds that I was able to smell it. A very light, powdery fragrance. I think the Prada bottles are cool. A lot of people don't like the Prada candy bottles, but I think they're kind of cool. You really can't smell anything from the nozzle. Maybe I'll spray it on the cardboard just so Steve can try to maybe smell something. We'll see.
Yeah, you gotta get that ASMR.
Okay, smell Steve.
It's kind of like, not astringent, but it has like a...
I think it's the ethanols. I think it's just so alcohol-y.
It's alcohol-y, but it doesn't sting you, Yeah. It's like a good alcohol.
But it's not supposed to be alcohol. You're smelling the literal ethanols evaporate right now. So wave it around a little bit. Or maybe on skin it's better. Let me get... Yeah, it's
okay.
Hardly there. There's hardly anything there.
Yeah, it's definitely flowery. Very little bit of powdery is like underneath. Flowery, base of powdery, and then that astringent-y kind of like cleanery kind of feel. Mm-hmm. But it's not citrus in any way. It just has that like astringency stinginess, but like not in a bad way. It's actually nice. It's actually pleasant. It's like a little bit of that flower and then like powdery-ish stuff underneath.
So the top notes are
did it again.
Sour cherry, cassis, which can be a little bit like a pee-pee smell, so I don't know if maybe that's the astringent thing you're smelling. Peach, rose, orange blossom are the middle notes. Vanilla, almond, benzoin, heliotrope, and musk are the base notes. But again, you really don't smell it long enough to even decipher those notes. So, I was like a little bit annoyed that I wasn't smelling myself, and I was like, I want something stronger. And I was like, what layers well with something fruity? What's like a fruity, nice warm weather scent? And I kind of cheated and went into my summertime fragrance, and shut up. It's not that big of a deal. God.
Now you gotta keep it in.
I hate you here. Well, if I had a bigger display shelf, I wouldn't have to be so restricted by quadrants. I could do seasons and the in-between seasons, but so you got to give me a bigger display shelf.
So now you need an in-between.
I need 8.
You need 8.
I need 8
okay.
Instead of whatever.
Gotcha.
So I got Ariana Grande Sweet Like Candy. Haha, candy. I did Prada Candy Gloss, and I have Sweet Like Candy here. I didn't plan that. I wasn't thinking in my brain, ooh, let's layer 2 candies. And this, to me, does not smell like what it's supposed to smell like. Like, this is supposed to be a very, like, fluffy, marshmallowy... I guess, ironically, it does work because there's a slight powdery note in here with the fluffy marshmallows, and I think there's... Is it ylang or frangipani? Nice, light, kind of, like, powdery vibe, or there's supposed to be a nice, light, fluffy, powdery vibe. But to me, I interpret this as fruit punch. This is, like, a nice, like... punch bowl at a summer party, like a summer pool party. So I was like, yeah, this is fruity. This will work with Prada candy. And
But that's the same. Oh, because you're layering it. Gotcha.
Yeah. Actually, you asked me later. You were like, what are you wearing?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm wearing Prada Candy Gloss, and I layered it with Ariana Grande Sweet Like Candy. And you were just like, oh, because you don't know what that means. Somehow the combination worked, despite how weak Prada Candy Gloss is. It still lingered enough, or maybe there were just some molecules to mix with Sweet Like Candy just enough to make it something different. I mean, right now I'm smelling predominantly Sweet Like Candy, but it's got a little bit more of like a cherry vibe than it's supposed to have.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I would say smelling this on its own for me, I don't really have words for it. I have memories. It reminds me of like 8th grade, the way girls smelled when I was in 8th grade. Junior high dance, or like 8th grade dance.
Fruity girly shampoo.
Fruity girly shampoo. But then when you add the Prada into it, it throws in a little bit more mature, like that nice flowery smell, and a little bit of that powder underneath. So it's kind of like, this is not a mature smell. But in comparison to this, it is. Mm-hmm. And so it makes this seem like the mature base with the girly on top, even though they're both kind of girly-ish. So, but it's nice. It's like a nice, it's a nice combo. I thought it was just one scent. Good combo, yeah. I'd say. These look like they're basically the same type of scent.
Hi,
Momo. It was Benny last time. Now it's Momo.
Look at the dirt stuck in his spikes. He was rolling around in the dirt. He's got soil and mud stuck on his spikes. Okay, so the top notes are blackberry, pear, bergamot. Middle notes are whipped cream, marshmallow, blackcurrant, frangipani, jasmine, and honeysuckle. So you can see how that whipped cream and marshmallow should make it more fluffy, but somehow I don't interpret it as fluffy. Base notes are vanilla and cashmere wood.
It's not. I like this. It's nice. I mean, like I said, it just reminds me of like the way girls smelled when I was like 7th grade.
Yeah, to me, it's like really young and like flirty. Like it's not something I would ordinarily wear unless, like I said, like at a pool party, like, where there's punch and like fruity drinks or something,
Totally.
It's not something I would wear normally, but it's a celebrity fragrance, and celebrity fragrances are usually pretty affordable. Mm-hmm. So, and, Jerome Epinette, I don't know if he did Sweet Like Candy, but Jerome Epinette, who's my favorite perfumer, does a lot of the Ariana Grande fragrances. So Wednesday, I wore Elie.
There it is. There you go.
Elie Saab Le Parfum. I think I've already talked about Le Couture. I don't know if I've done in white yet, perfume in white. This is the OG Le Parfum. This is much more mature, very floral, not as sweet as the things we were just previously looking at. Probably smell it just by smelling the nozzle. It's more heady, indolic, jasmine. There's supposed to be like a honey note in there. So even though it's really strong and indolic and jasmine-y, there's still a little bit of like a wet, fleshy, nectar-y kind of smell in there.
Yeah, I don't know if there's cedar in this, but that's the closest thing I can think of. You know how
there is cedar, Steve. There is cedar, good job. Yeah. The top note is African orange flower. The middle note is jasmine. The base notes are white honey, patchouli, rose, and Virginia cedar.
Yeah, I could definitely smell the cedar. Momo. I could definitely smell the cedar. We used to have a cedar chest at my childhood home. Mm-hmm. We used to keep our toys in it. So cedar is very much, I can detect that.
Oh, it punches you in the nose.
So that's really what I can smell the most. Yeah, to me it's like Easter morning because there's flowers everywhere in my room with the cedar chest. That's what it's like to me. It's nice. It's very nice.
You're my cedar detector because I don't have a strong scent memory associated with cedar.
I definitely do.
I think it's a little bit. I maybe it's because of like the jasmine and the honey. To me, it's a little bit animalic, so it smells a little bit skanky.
Well, cedar does have that smell. The cedar is a very interesting smell unto itself. It's like it smells like wood, but then it does have this extra component.
It smells like not me personally, of course. It smells like a girl would wear this if she wants to get laid. Maybe if she wants to attract a man, or if she wants to smell like she just had a man. And like she just finished business.
Okay.
To me, that's how I interpret it. I feel that same way about Gucci Bloom Natare di Fiori also.
Very different from my experience with it. Childhood home, flowers on my toy chest. Sounds like a woman who likes to.
On Thursday, I taught, and, I don't like to waste the good perfumes on teaching, so I sprayed a whole bunch of Sol de Janeiro. Also, fun fact, my teen and tween students are also obsessed with Sol de Janeiro, so, they were like, "Are you wearing Sol de Janeiro? You smell so good!" So that is way too sweet. Vanilla, macadamia. I'll pull up the notes and Steve will smell the nozzle. And
it's not hiding it. It says here, caramelized vanilla and macadamia. Like, that's what it's trying to be?
Yes.
It's like, we're just a vanilla macadamia scent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not like notes. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is like you put this in the toilet to cover up the poop smell.
Caramel, macadamia nut, vanilla, white chocolate, pinch of sea salt, and coconut blossom.
I can smell the coconut. It's funny that it doesn't say burnt vanilla or burnt caramelized vanilla. It just says caramel and vanilla.
That might just be a Fragrantica thing. They have a list of notes in their catalog.
Yeah.
And I don't think they necessarily have caramelized vanilla. So a lot of the times when you're looking up the notes, it will say caramel and vanilla. You kind of have to...
To me, the difference is caramel
is butter.
Is a bit buttery.
Is butter and sugar.
Yeah, whereas
caramelized
vanilla
means you kind of cooked it and burnt it a little bit.
There's a little bit of that burnt smell that's here that I don't think you would get from just a hunk of caramel. Caramelized vanilla and macadamia nut. The only thing that's not here that might be surprising is that coconut smell that I get. At work, at my job, there's a spray in the bathroom that's like this all-natural thing for the poop smell, and it's heavily coconut. And so when I smell this and I smelled the coconut, I felt like I was back in the bathroom at work.
Friday the 12th, and I actually sprayed it all over this sweatshirt, so you should actually... I do still smell it a little bit on the sweatshirt. You can smell my elbow a little bit and get a little hint of what's to come. I wore Guerlain Le Petite Robe Noire Eau Fraiche, the green one.
Ooh, this is much more intense.
It's very tart. It has a very tart opening, and then the dry down is really, like, nutty. But somehow, I still smell tartness on my sweater. And I sprayed that on Friday. So,
Wow.
A lot of people complain that Eau Fraiches or eau de toilettes don't last as long as eau de parfums, but like I'm still smelling this on my shirt from 2 days ago because today's Sunday. I'm secretly filming on Sunday.
I mean, if you look at the notes, which is probably over my face right now,
I'll do that right
there's
now.
1,000 notes in here, so it's really hard for me to like describe it from an everyman point of view. Unfortunately, one of the things I smell, which are not in the notes, is pine again. Like last time. I smelled a pine, like I was getting hit in the face with pines, and there was no pine in the thing. So I don't know what it is about me and pine.
Is it the lemon? Because some like fresh raw baby pine has a citrusy smell. You think it's the citrus maybe?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the first thing that hit my brain was fresh, and then you said tart, and then I was like, oh yeah, maybe tart, fresh and tart. It smells green to me. Well, then again, it also is green. So
There's
fresh.
pistachio in it. That's one of the reasons I got it when I was on my pistachio kick. I really wanted things with like nutty notes, but you don't really smell that up front with that. In my brain, it's very similar, or it's like in the same family as Womanity, which you like.
Yeah, I want to smell it again.
Even though it's just like wood, fig, and what, there's like a weird caviar note in Womanity. Let me get it. I'm not saying that you can wear this as a dupe for Womanity or vice versa. I'm just saying like my
Their
brain
vibes are similar.
my brain kind of interprets them the same as like woody green, like this little bit of tartness that comes out of nowhere, but it could also be interpreted as a little bit sweaty. But like a good sweaty, like I spritzed it on a summer day and I'm glowing, like the kind of like, you know, sexy sweat that a girl, a nice attractive sweaty girl smells like.
Weird. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Yeah.
They're not the same, but they give the same vibe, like kind of tart, kind of woody, fleshy, you know, because the Petite Robe Noire Eau Fraiche has a lot of rose, and I interpret rose as like a really sultry, like fleshy kind of fragrance. And to me, this is also fleshy.
Yeah, I would say they are similar.
They're both a little bit like savory. They're sweet in that they have like fruit and tartness, but they're also kind of savory. They give me like a very like mouth-watery feeling. So the notes of Womanity are just fig, caviar, fig leaf, and fig tree. For Grande lists fig tree.
Also, by the way, if you can see the face on here, and you can see the design on here, Womanity, I think it was very heavily inspired by the silent film Metropolis. So, I mean, come on. That's pretty damn close. Just in case you want to know. As a film person, I thought I'd share that so that you know.
So, that was Monday through Friday, plus a bonus.
Yeah, well, you didn't have the Monday one, so
Yeah,
I guess this is the bonus one.
We secretly somehow compensated again. I think in the last video I did that too.
Okay.
Okay, so stay tuned, I guess, for next week. I don't know. I'm a busy lady now. I work 7 days a week, so I don't know how many videos I can pump out. I still gotta do all my ballet channel videos as well. And I go teach in a couple of hours, so we'll see when I get to post this. Okay, smell you later, bye.